Alright, this video is going to walk you through how to import content. And what that means is something a lot of you want to do. You're teaching a course, widget making 101 in spring, and you just want to take that content and move it into your summer version of the course. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to take everything that's in that spring course, copy it, and move it into the summer course. Now it's going to copy all the content. Just in case you're wondering, it will not copy over your students, other teachers, any submissions, any work, discussion boards, any of that sort of stuff, postings, but it will take all of your content from one course and move it into another so that you're ready to go. Okay, so let's get started. Now I'm looking for a course and I actually don't find it, and the reason why is, as some of you may have noticed today, we did turn on a feature which is where it takes your published courses, which you see at the top, and your unpublished courses, which you see down at the bottom, and it now separates them. We hope that's something you find really beneficial. I know a lot of you teach a lot of courses and might not use all of them, so this will take all of your unpublished courses and keep them at the bottom of the page. So you see it down here, Tim's practice course. By the way, I can publish it right from here directly, or I can just go in and click on it. So as you see, this is my empty course. This would be my summer version of the course that doesn't have anything in it. And I just scroll down to the bottom here and click on settings. Okay, and probably over to the right, if you have a small monitor, you might need to scroll down and that menu will be at the bottom. But for most of you, over to the right, you'll see a bunch of commands, and we're looking specifically for import course content. We're going to import stuff from our spring course into our summer course. So we click on import, and then it's just going to ask a series of questions. So the content type, in almost every case, we're going to choose that first thing, which is copy a Canvas course. Now, for those of you who get, exam view quizzes, publisher content, cartridges, things like that, you see there's some other options, but for almost all of you, it's just copy a Canvas course. Okay, then you have to find the course. Be aware your interface is going to look a little bit different than mine because I'm an admin and you're an instructor, but it's basically the same thing, and that is we just type in here, or your drop down menu, select it, and that's the course where all my content is. Okay. Do note, by the way, if you can't find your course, make sure that this include completed courses is. What that does is it guarantees that it will go back and search every course you've ever taught, basically. Okay, we have two choices, all content and select specific content. We're going to do all content, which again takes all the stuff from spring and moves it into summer. At the end of this video, we're going to do this a second time and walk you through the select specific content. That allows you to pick out something. Let's say, for example, you taught widget making 101 and you wanted to take a quiz or a handout or a module and move that from 101 into 102. You can move part of a class from one to another. Okay, but we're going to do all content. You do have the option to adjust events and dates. We're not going to do that to keep it simple. So we're ready to go, and we click on import. Okay, and that's it. You may see that it's running. Sometimes you'll see that it's queued up. Do be aware, especially at the end of quarters or really badly, for example, at the beginning of fall quarter, you might have a queue that in some cases lasts a couple of hours. It will run eventually if it says queued, but do be aware of that. We can leave it running in the background and go to a home page or something like that and start working on it even into another course, and it'll just run in the background. Okay, and through the magic of video editing, you notice it's done. By the way, hopefully there won't be any issues, but sometimes you will get that. The most common thing is exactly what you see here. I've got issues. When I click on it, it gives me a long list of broken links, and it's a real common thing for us. All of these links actually point to websites on the Bates webpage that says bates.ctc.edu, our old address, not batestech.edu, because this is an old course. Those links are broken. If this is your course, that means at some point in time you're going to need to go in and fix all those manually because all of those are broken links that the students then won't be able to access the content. So that's the most common issue that you see if you do this. Okay, but other than that, everything is in. You'll notice, for example, when I click on home, I've got my content here. If I click on modules, everything's organized in modules, so the whole course came over from one to another, and we're ready to start. Okay, so if that's all you want to do, you want to take your stuff from spring into summer, you're done. But for those of you who want to go over how to take either an individual item or a group of items or a module, we're now going to show you how to do that also. Okay, so it's the same process. In this case, let's say I want to take a module from, let's say again, in my Widget Making 101 course. There's a module there like safety that I want to repeat every quarter. So I'm going to take that module and move it, the entire module, from my spring course into my summer course. So we do the same process. I click on settings. I click on import course content over to the side. I select copy a Canvas course. I find the course that I'm looking for, except this time under content, I'm going to do select specific content. I'm going to pause for a second because this is where I get a lot of calls or emails where people get confused. They want to know how to select the content, and you don't do that yet. You're going to do it in a few seconds. So we click on select content, adjust the dates if we want, and then we click on import. And now you'll notice over here under our course copy, it says waiting for selection, and over to the right, this is how we select our content. So we click on it, and again, I want to pause for 1 second. I get this a lot. Second most common question we get on this, which is, hey, I just want to do an individual module, but it's making me select all of them. It's kind of like your Windows Explorer with expand and collapse. If you want an individual module, simply click on the arrow to the left, and now you see the entire list of modules. Okay, same thing with assignments. You can click on it. In this case, we even have subfolders. Okay, but if I want an individual module, I expand it, and I'm going to do just mod 0. I click on that, just the one module, and click on select content. It's completed. Okay, so if I click on modules, you'll notice down at the bottom, there's that mod 0 from the other course. Okay, so you'll notice it's the module, it's the assignments, the underlying files, everything that's linked to that module is going to come over from one course to the other. Okay, so that's it. That walks you through the process, both of moving an entire course or moving part of a course over, individual items. As always, if you have any questions, you can give us a call, 253-680-7233. But with a working from home, we would strongly recommend instead shooting us an email at olc@batestech.edu.